Hey, how you doing? So today I want to talk a little bit about shorting stocks through Td-Ameritrade. Um, I've been have had an account with Ameritrade for a very long time. I actually had an account with Daytech, which I believe was taken over by Ameritrade a long time ago. So anyway, um, originally, when I used to short stocks through Ameritrade, they never charged any fees, for charging for shorting, which was great. However, they didn't let you short a lot of stocks. So then they came up with this hard to borrow program, and they eventually made it mandatory. Now, the hard to borrow program means that you could short a lot more stocks, but on a lot of stocks, they're going to charge you a fee, an interest rate. And, those can be very substantial. I mean, if you're shorting, they're, very hard to borrow stocks, the interest rate could be over 100% a year, which is kind of crazy. Well, once in a while, it's worth it to pay the higher rates for a short period of time. Anyway, so I strongly recommend actually signing up for the hard to borrow program. Um, and the hard to borrow program has has a phone number to call whenever you're thinking of shorting something. Sometimes they'll make a certain number of shares available in your account. They'll ask you, for your account number, and they'll tell you what the rate is. Because unfortunately, Ameritrade doesn't show you what the rate is of a stock that you're thinking to borrow. So if you already short the stock in your account, you could go to your messages. They send you a message every day telling you how much you were charged on each stock, so you could see what the rate is. But anyway, you should call up, make sure that you know what the hard to borrow fee is. Now, another thing you want to make sure is, when you short stocks through a lot of brokerage firms, they'll do some weird things with it, where they'll like round the price up to the next dollar. So let's say if you're shorting something and the stock's at $1, and they're charging you 5%, but they're going to really base it off of $2, so you're really going to be getting charged around 10%. So and sometimes those rules change with brokerage firms. You always want to check that out. That's important, and particularly if you short lower price stocks, that's a big deal. Um, Generally, I didn't have very good experiences with Goldman Sachs, but when you clear through them, one good thing that they do is they base shorts off of the actual price of the stock, even on low price stocks, which was a good deal. Uh, but we found that when we were shorting stuff, they would give us a rate, and the rates would go up dramatically within a week consistently. So it was. But anyway, so like if you have an account at Interactive Brokers, you can tell. It'll show you immediately what the rate is. Um, you know, Generally, I found that the rates at Ameritrade are lower than Interactive Brokers. Um, and I'm trying to think anything else. Generally, Ameritrade's pretty good about not buying you in. They tend to let you hold on to your shorts, which is a big deal. Interactive brokers more likely to have buy-ins. And not only do they buy you in, but they often they don't give you much warning, which can be a problem. Uh, and one thing you should know at Interactive Brokers is that they do let you like give preference to which stocks. If you have to have, let's say, if you get a margin call or something, and they buy you in on stocks, they give you a way of listing which stocks you'd prefer to get bought, to either have sold or bought in on, which is very helpful. And anyway, so in terms of Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, shorting stocks, their executions are pretty good. Probably not as good as Interactive Brokers, but they're close. There's not a big difference. And anyway, that's it. So good luck and happy trading.